Hi, I am Claire. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For this week's video, I am going to be doing a kitchen in The Sims 4. So I'm going to be using the packs, Cats and Dogs, Parenthood, Cool Kitchen Stuff, and Perfect Patio. So we are going to be starting off the counters. These counters are from Parenthood, along with the fridge and the ovens. I didn't want to go for an all-white kitchen, and so that's why I changed the counters right now. And so I was imagining this could either be for a retired restaurant owner or a retired cook who now spends most of their time with their grandchildren, and that was like kind of the storyline. It kind of helps build a storyline. I don't always build with a storyline, but now we are working on the island in the kitchen. I made this one really too big, so it kind of went through a few stages, and so I cut most of it out. The island that I end up going with is actually kind of based off of my grandparents' island, and I think that's also kind of why I imagined this to be for a grandparent who always want to be with their grandchildren. And I'm not sure if like the grandchildren live in the house with their grandparents or if they live like out somewhere else, but they always are visiting their grandparents. And so now we are going to be adding the upper cabinets and the sinks. You can see I have two sinks, and that was because I wasn't sure where to put the sink, and so I was just like, if I have two sinks, it helped me decide, and then I can put things around it, and then it helped me decide. And so we do keep the one by the fridge and not the one by the oven. And so we've added a hood range, and I'm going to add some hardwood flooring. At first I really wanted to do some tile in the kitchen, but I do end up going with hardwood in the end from the base game. And so we are now just going to be working on this little pet area, so you can fit 7 Sims around the island, and I made room for 2 pets. So I was kind of sidetracked, but I feel like I should have mentioned there's room for 7 Sims around the island. And so there are 2 ways to get into this kitchen, through the back door or through the side door, which I would imagine would be a hallway. And so we just added a fire alarm above the ovens, and I do change it later on, you'll see, by the back door, just above the back door. And so now we are just going to be changing the upper cabinets a little bit. So you might want to use bb.move objects before placing this room down, or else some items might disappear. And so there's a fire alarm getting moved, and so now we're going to be working on some detail, some like clutter, some like just like little knickknacks in the kitchen. And so I got these like cooking spoons by the fridge, along with a paper towel roll. I got like these like this just drying rack by the sink. I do also add a dishwasher by the sink, and so we are just going to be adding these plates. I thought this would be like a fun detail to add, just because it's like nice little like family kitchen. I add these plates, the ones like where the kids obviously did the plates, and I was like, oh yeah, the parents like and the grandparents did these ones, and then the kids are like the ones that are a little bit more messy. And so now we're just gonna be adding a fruit bowl into the corner, and this is from Parenthood, and I accidentally just colored the counter. And I do move these plates by the back door later on in the video, but I don't do it now. I was just trying to do one section of the kitchen at a time. And there's that dishwasher I just mentioned. I am talking way too fast. And so we are just going to be adding a microwave by the fruit bowl, and I am just trying to add a lot of like detail and a lot of clutter into the kitchen area. This is like the only area, so I don't know why I said area. And so we do add a tea kettle on the stove, and I thought that was a fun detail to add. This is actually the first time I've tried to do this, like add something onto the oven stove, and I was really proud of myself that I figured it out. If you are curious, you have to use bb.move objects, and then you have to move the item away from where you want to put it, and then you need to use the alt button to like put the item you want on the oven. Okay, that made no sense. I am sorry. But here is the little plates by the back door, like I just mentioned. And I was like, obviously, like, oh yeah, the parents did this one, or the grandparents did this one, and the kids like the bit messier one. And I just replaced the sink with a cool kitchen sink, and I'm going to be adding a knife rack and a chopping board to add some like more details. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I imagine this to be either for a cook or a restaurant owner, and so I wanted it to be like a very like chef's kitchen in a way. And so now we are just going to be adding a chopping board, and I was trying to add like two chopping boards, like a small chopping board and a larger chopping board. That didn't really work out. And so now we are just going to be adding the wallpaper on the rest of the walls. I do change it to be like a wall that has like a little bit more detail to it, and so we are just going to change the plates to be the same, but I do keep that one that the kid obviously did. And so now we're just going to be adding rugs into the spaces. I got one underneath the pet bowl, and I got one by the back door, and then one by the sink. I thought that was like normal places to put a rug. And so now we are just going to change the color of the rugs, kind of make it less blue. This kitchen is very blue. I was trying to like start with like pops of blue, but it ended up being like blue and this like yellow color on the counters. And so you see I just changed the wall to be this wall with a little bit more detail. And so we are getting close to the end of the video. We are just going to add some pictures. I tried to find a place for this dog calendar, since I do have like a pet bowls, and so we do end up putting it by the pet bowls since it's from the same pack. And I'm just going to add these fruit pictures. So if you are interested in downloading this room, my origin ID is Sierra Fodmo, and you can find this off of the Sims 4 gallery. It is called Grandma's Kitchen, and so I post new videos every single week, so please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. That'd be well appreciated, and I will see you all next time. Bye!